Yo guys, that's my dog there. I'm in a new place now. You might have seen a lack of uploads from me a little bit, or a lack of live streams. But basically, I've been moving house, and it's been tricky to like keep up to date with everything. So that's why my predictions aren't even out yet. I might try and get them done this week. I've got a bad shoulder as well, so if you see me do this all the time, it's because I'm feeling sorry for myself about my shoulder. I need to go and see a physio. But today I'm just going to be talking about Blues and what I think of the start of our season so far, the change in style, Pep, all this sort of stuff. I just wanted to get a few things off my chest, which I probably didn't in the matchday vlogs, but I'm going to do here. Before we get into it, just want to say a big shout out to our sponsors over at OneFootball. Go and check them out. I'm going to be using their app to check out the stats this season, to check out what's coming up. My phone's broke, but you can sort of see anyway. You can get all the latest news and social stuff. What matches are going to be kicking off when, and you can get some really in-depth stats about players as well, and how your team is performing. So if you do want to go check that out, the link is down in the description. But let's get into it. It's been a bit of a strange start to the season, to be honest, but basically I just wanted to get my sort of gut feeling across, how I feel about the team, and that, like, we seem to have quite a good transfer window, bar the not getting a striker thing. But I think even if we had done, we wouldn't be playing amazing football. We'd still have a lot of issues in this squad, which is why I don't think we're in any rush at the minute to really get one. Yeah, maybe we're lacking a little bit of pace up front, but I just think I'm not even sure if Pep knows his best starting 11, especially away from home. We seem to be fairly okay at home. I'm always one to give things time and stuff. And I know that if you want to transition to an attacking style of football and completely change your philosophy, it's going to take time. It can take like two seasons, even longer. And you can see with Norwich, they've really underperformed with Farke under the first season, and then they smashed it the second season. But I think he had a bit more of a track record than Pep. And there's the question of whether he's good enough. I'm willing to give him time, because I don't believe in just getting rid of people. But I think what gets to me as well is that it's still this sort of caretaker manager role, caretaker head coach sort of thing, and there's sort of like a lack of clarity around that. Honestly, like I will always give him a chance. We're only a few games in. The things for me that I think Pepper's got wrong might be in terms of substitutions, change of tactics during games. Sometimes surprises me when he changes, like 3-0 down at Forest, he changes to 5 at the back for no apparent reason. Maybe he's testing something out, potentially. When we went 1-0 up at home to Bristol City, we just immediately changed to 5 at the back, I think, and we just invited pressure on ourselves, and it's always going to happen. But I've not seen a lot of attacking, exciting football this season. I've seen we had a really good half against Bristol City. Was it Bristol City or Barnsley? I think it was Bristol City. At home we played some really good football, but we also had a couple of mistakes at the back, where if it weren't for Lee Camp, we could have been 3-0 down. Oh, it's difficult, man. It's difficult because I feel like when Duke plays on his own, he just looks far too isolated. Duke can't be getting in behind. He's got to be attacking crosses, and to do that, either our wing backs have to really push up and go for it, which we probably saw them do against Barnsley a little bit, or we need wingers. And I do miss playing with wingers. I do think you can play attacking football with wingers. We've obviously got Jefferson Montero. Don't know what sort of fitness, what his fitness is like at the minute, but he looked really good when he came on. Obviously, that was only 10 minutes. I've spoke to West Brom fans as well. They say he can have a really good game and then go missing for a month or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. We've got Magoma. But if we're going to be playing with these inverted wingers, maybe we can go 3 behind Duke. I'm just really not sure. And the thing is, before, at least we knew what our best starting lineup was. But we seem to be sort of juggling things, changing things, trying to find out something that works. We've had a full pre-season, but I still feel like, personally, we don't know what our best starting lineup is and our best style of play, even if it's 4 or 5 at the back. Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments, because I'm honestly not sure. Like, when people ask me what team would you play, I just don't know. I feel like when we had, I think it might have been Bristol City or Barnsley at home, we had Fran and Crowley playing together and Duke in front of them. They looked really good, but again, it was that just, you probably want someone more of a Gale type playing in front of you if you're going to be playing it on the floor like that. But I don't want us to drop Duke. I think he's like arguably our best player. We just need to play to his strengths as well. But I don't know, how do we fit him into this system? I think at the minute we are sort of stuck between two systems, and it does take a few transfer windows. We probably do need 3 or 4 more players that would slot into that starting lineup. And the thing is Duke, like, if I love Duke as well, but I'm thinking, is Duke the right player if this is the way they want to play? It's nothing to do with Duke, but it's that we had a really good system, one that really suited him and the rest of the squad. But now we've brought in more players, and probably half the team can play one way. The rest, it's just not for them. It doesn't make them a worse player, but it's like, Duke can't be chasing on through balls. He needs to just be in the air, back post, bang. And yeah, he's scored 2 of them already this season, but he's been feeding off absolute scraps, and I hate to see it because I love Duke, and I want him to be here. I want him to spend the rest of his career at Blues. Honestly, I love him. So let's find a way to play to his advantage. I just don't know. I don't know the best lineup. We don't seem that bad at home, yeah, but away from home we look shocking. Brentford, I think we got fairly lucky. We had let's admit it, the header was great. It was outside the box. It was a little bit fluky. But that was pretty much our only chance of the game. We had 20% possession. They were all over us. They hit the post about 3 times. And then our other 2 away games, we lost both of them 3-0. So it's definitely not working away. Let's have a look at our season so far. So I'm using OneFootball as well to check out these stats. Average goals per match 0.8. Goals conceded 1.4 per match. Possession, average, over the 5 games we've played, 38%. Not really the possession, free-flowing, attacking sort of football we're looking at. Pass accuracy, 69%, which isn't too bad. A fun stat here is we have played a total of 1,671 passes this season. I think it was the Bristol City game where we were like, wow, this works. And maybe we can be like that in the future. Like, maybe it will take some time. The thing for me is, though, like, it's one thing us committing to it, having faith in Pep and really giving it time, but it's another with the owners. I can imagine they're like, we need this to happen now. It would be easier for the fans to have faith if it was a sort of more of a proven manager. Like, I can see people turning already. I'm really undecided on it because I think it is early days. It's very early days to be thinking this about a manager. It's just some of the substitutions do surprise me and stuff, but I think he's very much learning on the job. So we'll have to see where it goes with that one. Let me know down in the comments. I know it's very early, but do you have faith in Pep Clotet? Do you think he can be successful at Blues? Do you think this will work? It might take till January and we make a couple more little signings, little shrewd signings that we can really see this attacking football work. But I think the most important thing this season is that we get points on the board. For me, as long as we can stay up this season, I'm happy to see it out with him. As long as it starts to get better, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want every single away game to be a 3-0 loss. I want us to get a plan, get some sort of way of playing. Have a plan for tough away teams, because there's plenty of them this year. You know, I'm not particularly looking forward to like Leeds away and that, because it's not more of the hope that, yeah, maybe we can go there and do something. I know we did against Brentford, but it just seems a lot less likely now. So yeah, so far this season we've had a 1-0 win against Brentford, which I would argue, like, probably wasn't deserved. It was a typical, you know, it was a typical performance. We were gritty in that performance, I'll give you that. We were gritty, but we were lucky. We were saved by the post a few times and we had a bit of a fluky goal. But I'll give him that. I'll give you the win there. Fair play. Bristol City at home. I think that is the one where we played really attractive football. Duke with the Mark Roberts cross. I'm sure. Yeah, we had some weird substitutions in that game. Wes Harding coming on literally 2 minutes after the goal, and then bringing on Medina in the 89th minute for Villalba. Obviously, Wes Harding was brought on for Dan Crowley as well, so it was quite a defensive change. So there's that. We got 1 point there. I think that's fair because Lee Camp made some really, really big saves as well. So even though we conceded late, I think a point was fair against Bristol City. Nottingham Forest, we looked pretty poor. We looked really poor, and I was saying it could have been 6-0 there. So that is a complete write-off. I'm looking at this. Sunjic is getting booked in like every single game. So that he might get a suspension soon. Then we've got Barnsley. Oh, we didn't get booked in this one. Lucas and Jimenez with the goals. That was quite impressive. I think for most of that game we were quite poor though. I think it was two sides that were very poor. But for me personally, I think that 50th minute applause and the keeper on, I think that really changed the game. I think the players picked up from it. I think the atmosphere picked up from it. But I'll give the win here. I think it's just we grinded it out. We waited for our chances and then we took them, which is fair enough. Barnsley are poor this season though. They do look poor, so do keep that in mind. And then of course we've got Swansea, where we just did not look like scoring all game. We looked terrible. Like, we looked shocking. It was a boring game. We looked like we created nothing. We had 60 minutes, roughly. Yeah, 63 minutes, where we were sort of keeping them out. But everybody knew, like, you could just tell they were going to score. He went there, he set out for a boring game to get a draw, to get a 0-0. Maybe nick a goal if we're lucky. But we didn't look like nicking a goal at all. We looked shocking. And is that the type of football you want? Because I thought your whole thing was about entertaining football. Why are we then going to Swansea and playing for a 0-0? We were here last season and we were disappointed to come away with a draw because 20 seconds to go. I know we had Che Adams then, but you get my point. I do get that there's a transition. I do get it's going to take time. It's just like, how much, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games... and then 6 if you include Portsmouth. How many minutes of good, attacking, exciting football have you seen? Maybe 60, maybe 90, potentially. But we need to see more of it, and we need to see results as well. I don't think any Blues fan minds watching this sort of gritty, sort of British style of football that is just not that attractive to watch, because it's about the results, it's about those moments, it's about biting your nails for 8 minutes of injury time. That's what it's about. But at the end of the day, the owners have put money into the club and they can unfortunately decide this is how we want to play. And we've just got to sort of bite the bullet with it, I guess. Next up, we've got Stoke, followed by Charlton, Preston and Derby, and all of them teams look dangerous. How many points are we going to get from them? We've got 7 on the board so far, but for me, every single game is a battle because we need to get points on the board. I know you've got Stoke on 1 point, but you can tell, you just know that they're going to get their first win against us, can't you? You just can tell. Charlton look very threatening this season. That'll be tricky. Preston as well. You've got to look at these games and think, where are the points coming from as well? I'm not going to panic because I know it will take time for the football to change, for us to get our new style. And I would like to give it a season. I would like to give it 2 seasons just to say we've tried it, because otherwise the only thing that's going to happen is we're going to get panicky, we're going to sack him, and then we're not going to bring in another attacking style manager. We're going to bring in another Redknapp, another Monk, another manager that will just get results, because that's what matters at the end of the season when you're worried you're going to go down. And then you start the new season with that same manager and then sack him because it's not attacking enough. You know what I mean? It's like a cycle. So for me, this is what the owners want. We've got to deal with it. So let's give him a chance. And if you are going to sack him at some point, which you probably will because I know what you like, just to replace him with another attacking manager and don't change your style, because we'll be in this cycle for ages. I'm going to end it there because I've been rambling. I don't I don't know. I don't plan these videos. I don't have bullet points or anything. I just sort of go off what I'm thinking. It's no tactical, in-depth analysis. That's not the type of reporter. It's not the type of person I am. Like I just go off my gut. But if you are that type of person, let me know down in the comments, because I always like to learn and know a bit more about maybe the things I might have missed. Maybe there are positives. I agree. It is a bit of a negative video, but it's got to be done. In a way, it's got to be talked about in a way. We don't have a lot of these videos, a lot of conversations, but yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts. I hope you like my room. It's very tidy. I had to make the bed before I made this video, so I hope you appreciate that. But that's it. Make sure you like the video if you did enjoy. Let's get a conversation going down in the comments. Like, yeah, am I talking rubbish? I may well be talking rubbish. But yeah, subscribe if you are new. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers. It is absolutely incredible. Appreciate every single one of you. I can't believe how close we are to it. But yeah, I will catch you in the next one.